Hello there, you Awakening Wonders. Thanks for joining me today for Stay Free with Russell Brand. The revolution moves apace. The glory is upon us. Wherever you're watching us, remember, if you go join us on Rumble, especially Rumble Premium, we benefit from that in ways that I can't even describe. There are occultist reasons and interdimensional beings that will reward us for you signing up on Rumble. I'm joined today, as always, to talk about the news, although the news continually changes, by this brilliant team of fantastic men, many of whom, most of whom I'd say have accepted Christ in their life. There's our producer, Jake Smith. All right, Jake.
Hey, good to be here.
Yeah, it's beautiful to see you. There is local businessman, entrepreneur, Dave Fields. Hey, Dave.
Hello.
You've got your own podcast, of course.
I do.
I come on that sometimes, don't I?
You do.
And I'm probably one of your favourite guests.
The best.
So that was interesting. You looked up to the right. That's the lying side. We've got Rob Zombie with us in the studio.
Hey, how y'all doing?
What's that in your mouth, Rob?
New grill.
New grill, new railings, new set of teeth. Makes a change from what used to be in your mouth. Either a crack pipe or a penis to pay for the crack pipe that would be following it. If Rob Zombie can change and I can change, maybe the whole world can change, courtesy Rocky Balboa. Also, Joe McGann is with us. He's there in the UK. All right, Average Joe.
How we doing, boys?
Pretty good. We're going to get you to do more UK-based items where we investigate news stories in the UK, like get you to infiltrate things, interview people, stuff like that. You know, like you did that brilliant reporting on the Tommy Robinson March. We want to do more of that kind of thing.
Yeah, there's another one coming up, actually, in May, I believe. Another protest, the same thing, yeah.
Really?
I saw it on Tommy Robinson's X. 2 seconds, let me pull it up. He announced it last week, I think. May 16th is the date. Central London is the place. The world is watching and your voice will be heard. Make it, share it, be there. Four nations, one God.
That's good. Wow. What did he say? 4 races, one God?
4 nations, one kingdom under God.
4 nations, one kingdom under God. I don't know about, well, mate, he's going to, eventually, your love of Tommy Robinson will mess with your love of Ireland. Stuff like that, 4 nations under God. But, hey, Massey, how you doing? You all right, mate?
Not bad, mate. You good?
Well, I feel pretty positive, yeah. I feel okay. I'm dressed in a blanket. I always knew the day would come, but I've managed to sort of, the blanket is somewhat articulated by old Gunchester. Gunchester stops it being just a pure blanket. There's Gunchester at the hip, holds it all together.
It is Star Wars.
Yeah, very Star Wars. Sir, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to take that back. Now, sir, I've taken umbrage with what you've just said. Look at that, the Americans' faces. Don't worry, I do it all the time. We're okay, we're cool. It's all good, Don't panic. It's all going to be okay. We've got a fantastic show lined up. Before we get into our fantastic new item, Crack On, where we talk about recovery, let us know in the comments and chat if you're struggling with addiction or attachment or loss, particular chemical dependency. That's where me, Joe and Dave have the most experience. You can join us and benefit. Remember, of course, we're just interested in recovery and carrying the message of recovery in the best way possible. And if you'd like to come and see me live, you can. We have just put tickets on sale to see me where I live, here in the Florida Panhandle, at the magnificent Old Florida Fish House. You can come on the 16th, 17th of February or March the 1st and 2nd. Click the link in the description, purchase your tickets to see my show called A Funny Thing Happened to Me on the Way to Church. A funny thing happened on the way to church.
Yeah.
Funny thing happened on the way to church. Brilliant show about coming to the Lord and about, well, actually, the powerful demonic forces that run our institutions. These are the sort of things people are becoming aware of. I've got a few stories to talk about before we get into recovery. I want to just tag that beloved Shia LaBeouf, who I used to see around, good lad, has found the Lord. He's become as Catholic as possible. Look at him there. He's right into it, and it's just lovely to see Shia LaBeouf saved. What a beautiful story that is. You like that, do you, Joe?
Yeah, it's good stuff. He played Padre Pio, didn't he, in a film recently, and that was when he converted, I believe.
Did you see the film?
I watched half of it.
What do you mean? You're a Catholic, you love God, you watch a film about Padre Pio, you're not even taking drugs, and you got bored.
I know the story. Yeah, it's a good film. I'll probably watch the other half tonight, after this.
Brilliant. All right. I bet you don't. I bet you get sidetracked. Send
a video of you watching it, or it didn't happen.
I'll do a watch-along.
This is from Secretary Kennedy, excuse me. Don't just rinse your fruits, soak them in baking soda for 12 to 15 minutes. It breaks down and removes far more pesticide residues and waxes than plain water ever could, protecting your family from hidden chemicals. Simple, cheap and powerful. I reposted it with the simple message, does it work on your testicles? My hope is that that will inspire an ongoing online conversation, and hopefully more lives will be saved. How many people must die before the change? Now look, I wanted to let you know, Liz, because you know me, I'm not a racist, and I don't believe in racism or any phobias against anyone doing... Like, since it's weird when you become Christian, it's pretty clear what's in the old good book when it comes to things like, well, firstly, become a follower of Jesus. It's pretty clear on that subject, although the Old Testament, there are some people to whom we regular Christians are Mormons, innit? Mm-hmm. To the Jews, we're the Mormons.
The Jews.
To the Jews, we're the Mormons, and to the Mormons, we're the Jews. Yeah?
That's your next book.
That's my next book. But like, what I will say is I wonder if anyone has strong views about this. I saw it, the person that posted this online is about the new mayor of Brighton, pretty near where you're from, Joe, has been sworn in and is Muslim. Now, me personally, I don't dispute anyone's religious freedoms. If you're a follower of Islam, of course you should be a follower of Islam if that's your thing, or if you're an atheist or any of the other made-up wrong religions. No, I think they all should be followed. But what sort of strikes me as interesting is in Britain, which is of course a secular but nominally Christian country, in particular I draw attention to the fact that the authority of the monarch is meant to be derived from divine authority. It's God that apparently, according to, I feel like they won't say constitutional law because Britain has no constitution, but to Britain's, inner national mythos, the reason we have a royal family is because the royal family has been appointed by God. So that's kind of, and it's a Christian God in that instance, so it's by definition a monarchy, and the monarchy is Christian, so it's somewhat a Christian country. So what do you think about this? Let's have a look.
Gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. Before I come, I learned a little bit Rwandan. Miriwe neza.
Also, by the way, who's the geezer in a bowler hat? And why is he standing there like that? What's that mad Bradford and Bingley odd job get up all about? It's extraordinary. Now, I actually think that mayor looks like a nice person. I think he's emanating a pretty warm vibe, and I think public service should and could be done by anyone who's got good, solid values when it comes to community service, kindness, love, non-corruption, non-bias. But it's interesting, the explicitness of the religiosity, i.e. says Assalamu alaikum at the very top of it. I think he said another sort of Muslim thing during it. And again, I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm just saying, is there equivalency to that? Would someone say, well, of course there is, you moron, when Parliament begins, or every time you're in a court case you swear on the Bible, which is odd because it's a secular country, and when I swear on a Bible at my trial, I bet I'm the only person in the room who believes in God. So don't you think it's interesting that something can be so explicitly religious in a country where its stated religion has been not suppressed but kind of submerged?
Amakuru Yanu. It is my great pleasure as Mayor of Brighton and Hope to warmly welcome Ambassador Bushinje to our wonderful city today. As you come from Rwanda, I come from Bangladesh. So we are equal now in the diversity, Ambassador and Mayor of Brighton from the diverse. In this city, I'm the first South Asian councillor and first South Asian mayor. We are fortunate to have...
I don't think there's anything, of course, wrong with having a South Asian mayor or representatives of a country's political system that were not born in that country. But I suppose what we're doing is we're really testing the boundaries of what a nation is. A nation is, by definition, a contained set of land, laws, represented by a flag, in some cases a constitution, usually by some shared ideology, a bunch of tax rules, some legislation, generally beneficial to elites that operate beyond those very borders. So I certainly don't encourage working people from around the world to get locked in deadly tension with one another on the basis of race or religion. That's the worst and most stupid thing we could possibly be doing. But it does tell you something interesting about a country's sense of identity when our own religiosity, our own faith in God, our own faith in real meaning or purpose has been sublimated to such a degree, and we are yet somehow celebrating external, extraneous, secondary, different faiths. Joe, you're from around there, mate. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a big Muslim area for sure, so it seems like a strange move. And I don't know, man. I do think if you're going to be the mayor of a place, you should be from the country, really. Should you not? I mean, you understand the culture, you represent that place, you should be from that place, I think, anyway.
I wonder if I could become like a mayor, or like I'm in exile right now in the United States of America. I love this country, I love these people, but I wonder if I could get into office here. It's interesting, isn't it? It's interesting. There's a lot of talk in scripture about nations being under God, nations being secondary to God, and almost the indication that nations will be overwhelmed at some point by God. And that's partly what I think we might be experiencing now, that people may start to identify with something. In fact, we all do. You know, I identify probably with my own family, I would say, more than my Englishness. I'm more concerned about my dog than I'm concerned about, you know, bloody hell, to be honest, the potential of Britain being in a war with Russia. Because in truth, the nation is an abstract concept bolted on. So I think they should be careful with messing with the fragility of an abstract concept like nation, which for a long while in a country like ours, the UK, was utilised to get generation after generation to fling their lives before the foreign fire of, in general, German machine guns, and only now is that nationhood being revoked in favour of a word he said twice there, diversity. And it's likely that word diversity is part of a mandate in the same way that, you know, safe and effective crops up in news reports around vaccines. Dave, what do you think of a British political system that enshrines and celebrates the religiosity of, in this case, a Muslim mayor so overtly?
I think that's fine if it is natural. It seems like a forced agenda to come in and push and like forcing a change in culture. That's the part that, like, I mean, it's got a bad feeling to it that, hey, we're coming in here with an agenda, that it's not a natural thing built from the culture, that this mayor's coming up. It's, oh no, we're going to place him in there so that we can change the culture, and it's a forced, I don't know, it feels like agenda behind it.
What I liked when I lived here, I reckon you're right. When I lived in East London, I was around a lot of Muslim folk and visited the East London Mosque a couple of times. I was really interested in Islam because Muslims were against the establishment power that I considered to be the most serious threat to individual freedom of all people, Muslim and non-Muslim at that time. This was around the point of Iraq and Iraq II and Guantanamo Bay and people getting arrested and interned. And I thought, yeah, the Muslims, man, they got a case, they got a point in this lot. You know, and I thought it was pretty cool. And I learned a lot. And what was his name? I spoke to this guy a British guy that had been held in Guantanamo Bay, illegally arrested, and I learned a lot about the persecution of Muslims. And I think it's a real thing. But I also now believe, Dave, like you, that part of the domestic disruption that's being caused in countries like Germany, the United Kingdom, and to a lesser extent your country, the United States, it seems to be sort of different here, is as a result of migration programs that are deliberately disruptive. And I became aware of it mostly when it started happening in Ireland, because in the country of Ireland you can't make the same claims that, well, Britain went around the world colonising an imperial force, disrupting all of these nations. If eventually that leads to those countries being so war-torn that there's a refugee crisis, Britain should pay the price. And I was like, I can see that argument, And America's a global economy that exploits its relationships with secondary nations, and every nation is secondary to the United States, and that causes, whether it's lithium mining across the world or whatever's going on with cobalt in the Congo or wherever, America's power is causing disruption. I can see why America's a nation built on migration. But when it was Ireland, I thought, hang on a minute, those guys didn't do that. They were colonised by the British, oppressed, had to fight for their national identity, and they were saying the same stuff, they being the globalist media, about Ireland. You're racists, da-da-da-da-da. And I thought, no, you can't apply it. It's a lie. It's definitely a lie. And then I saw a brilliant article by, now don't be childish, the Chinese artist Ai Weiwei. Ai Weiwei was is a like sort of Chinese artist who'd lived in Germany for a time as a refugee. Did Ai Weiwei? And Ai Weiwei, like when he left China as a refugee, I said, don't be childish. Ai Weiwei left China, and he said like. Because he was a refugee and an artist for freedom of speech issues. He's just gone back to China because his mum was dying. He's been seeking refugee status in Germany, Berlin, and he's like, Germany's worse now than China. Like, China's social controls are more relaxed, and it's a less messed up country than Germany. I remember Ai Weiwei, don't be childish, because like Ai Weiwei contributed when I'd done The New Statesman, was my first gambit into the political in the UK when I said there's no point voting. I was the guest editor of a magazine called The New Statesman, because my girlfriend at the time, Jemima Khan, was sort of affiliated with it, and she got me to do it. And anyway, I got good people involved. Shepard Fairey done the cover, David Lynch did a bit, Alec Baldwin did a bit, lots of people did stuff for it, and that's when I said there's no point voting. And the magazine itself, the Snides, did an article the very next week saying why Russell Brand's wrong. Like, they got another actor, this sort of actor at Our Peep Show, Robert Webb, a show that all the English people in this show love, actually, and it's so funny and brilliant. They got him to say Russell Brand's crazy and he's an idiot and read some fucking Orwell, and I've actually read quite a lot of Orwell, all George Orwell actually, and it turns out George Orwell was against totalitarianism and did not feel super encouraged by the tendencies of social democracy and how they slide towards totalitarianism. I now know. But Ai Weiwei, don't be childish, he was one of the people that contributed, and it was just really interesting. I was thinking about how much my life has changed since I started to publicly talk about politics. First then, with saying not vote. Then when I started talking about running for Mayor of London in around 2014, 2015. Then when, during COVID, I made all this YouTube content where I criticised Moderna, Pfizer. Then going on from that, attacking state interests. It's just interesting how much my life has changed, and I'm grateful for all of it because I've found the Lord, and I recognise now that you can't attack state power really from anywhere other than truth. If you don't have access to a profound truth, you're just going to be locked in a cultural conflict forever. If it's just like, I think that, people should be able to express themselves sexually however they want, in the end you'll get into some sort of drama. If it's some sort of other tribal affiliation or identity, you'll get in trouble. But if what you're saying is there is a God, God has told us how to live, he's even given us instructions for how to handle people who don't believe in God at all or believe in other gods, and here's your instruction manual, here's your telos, any other way than this is going to lead to trouble. And I think that's the conversation we're in now, and when I get, by God's grace, get acquitted in the eventual trial, this will again be my focus. And by then our movement will have grown. Our online independent media movement will have grown. People will know that independent media means immediate mass communication, and the technology that's so changed everything from the way your food is delivered or the way you watch movies will ultimately be implemented in politics, granting direct democracy and decentralized systems of governance. And mayors will mean something, and local councils will mean something, and city states and borough councils will again mean something, and centralised authority will be attacked. They're of course well ahead of that. They know that's what's coming down the pipe. That's why they want to control this technology. That's why, like with cryptocurrencies, they first of all say this cryptocurrency is evil, no one should touch it. Then they go, shit, while they're dealing with that, set up our own cryptocurrencies and get with it quick, because this shit's going to take us down. And that's what they did with the internet. They'll go, right, what's everyone against? Paedophiles. Say everyone's a paedophile. Right, the internet. It's all paedophiles. It's all paedophiles. Meanwhile, they're all fucking on Epstein Island noshing off kids and stuff in that weird blue and white temple. Right, and well, they're buying time. Everyone's going, well, is that person a paedophile? Who's the paedophiles? Are you sure you're just introducing all this regulation and centralised control to protect us from paedophiles? I, for example, am an adult and therefore I'm pretty safe from paedophiles. Just by definition. Your average paedophile, there's a brilliant brass eye once. Brilliant brass eye when he goes, I'm a paedophile. Is it okay for me to have sex with this 12-year-old girl if I wait till she's 35? And they do it to like a focus group and people are going, you disgust me.
Dear sir, I am a paedophile. Please can I have sex with this 3-year-old girl now that she's 21?
No way.
You should be in a mental asylum.
They're unable to hear if I wait till she's 35. They're unable to think straight. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Anyway, so my point is this. The world is changing. The world is changing fast, and we're very grateful that you are a part of it. We can't make this content without the support of our partners. Here's a message from one now. You know and I know that we are living in volatile times of incessant crisis, and in such times you need something solid, not ethereal. You need silver and gold. Fiat currency is collapsing the world over. The dollar has never been less used. True Gold Republic could be your solution. Here's what separates speculation from pattern recognition. Gold and silver didn't surge last year by accident. They moved because confidence in the system is thinning, and history has seen this movie already. Debt expands, currency weakens, and people who were told everything was under control suddenly discover it isn't. Venezuela didn't fall apart overnight. It eroded, then collapsed. That's why True Gold Republic exists. Not to sell fear, but to explain reality. True Gold Republic has released a 2026 expert guide that breaks down why gold and silver are rising, what those moves signal heading into 2026, and how physical metals can help restore a measure of financial independence. This is the same conversation True Gold Republic has been having with Americans who don't want guesses, they want strategy. Do you want strategy, not guesses? Get the free 2026 expert guide now at stayfreegold.com or call 800-300-4653. True Gold Republic believes that preparation isn't panic, it's foresight. Are you a prepper? Prepare now. Go to stayfreegold.com or ring the number in the link and description. Stay Free Gold. Preparation ain't panic, baby. Thank you very much. Please support our partners if you can, and support me and support Reborn. Go try reborn.com. Surely that Jeep's gone now. I'm not driving around in it anymore. Remember, you can come see me at the old Florida Fish House. There's a link in the description. Just in a couple of weeks, me doing my new show. Come, join me there. Finally, before we get into our new recovery podcast, Crack On with Joe, Russell and Dave, I just wanted to show you this thing because it's not often that I see something that I think is just flat out beautiful. It was some footage on X of David Bowie and Annie Lennox rehearsing before they do Live Aid, and amidst the treasures available there is like George Michael just singing, watching it, like George Michael watching and joining in, and David Bowie's got a fag on, like smoking a snout while rehearsing it, and Lennox's like effortless brilliance, and it's like, well, this is a rehearsal. You don't see art of this quality really anywhere ever, and this is them just rehearsing. Check this out.
Turned away from it all like a blind man, sat on the fence, but it don't hurt. Keep coming up for air, but she's so slashed and give love, give love, give love. pressure.
Don't even really get a round of applause out of the room. Them were the days. That's proper talent right there. Remember, we can't make this content without the support of our partners. Here's a quick message from one now before we go to our new recovery podcast, Crack On, with Joe, Russell and Dave. Don't go away. Do you want to support me? No, I don't. Yes, you do. Support me and support Rumble Premium. You won't only be supporting me, you'll get additional access to Mug Club, that's Crowder's gig, Timcast, that's Tim Paul's racket, and Glenn Greenwald's additional content. Join us on Rumble Premium. We make content every single week through Rumble because Rumble support free speech. When I was under attack from the British government and the British media, Rumble stood firm. Yes, of course, there's crazy people on Rumble. There's crazy people everywhere. There's a crazy person living under this hat. That doesn't mean we shouldn't have the right to speak freely together. By supporting Rumble Premium, you're supporting me and content creators like me. You get additional content, and what I will say even more, drink down deep on the delicious irony in this one, you get an ad-free experience. If you want an ad-free experience of Rumble, get Rumble Premium. In the meantime, stay free. Hello and welcome back. I guess we should do the disclaimer. If you're watching us anywhere other than Rumble, click the link in the description. Join us over on Rumble for our recovery podcast, Crack On, with Joe, Russell and Dave. And now, an important message.
This podcast is not allied with nor endorsed by any particular 12-step fellowship. Although we may reference their literature, we do not represent these organisations. The primary purpose of this podcast is to provide additional support to men and women who walk the path of recovery. We share our personal experiences of the 12 steps in the hope that they can benefit others. Take what is useful, disregard what isn't. Apologies in advance for any offences caused. Any other problems, take it to your God and your sponsor.
Hello and welcome to Crack On with Joe, Dave and Russell. I'm going to put myself last because, you know, the humility, the incredible humility. Dave, how long have you been clean and sober now, mate?
Just got 25 years.
Well done, congratulations.
It's wild.
Yeah, what drugs did you most like taking?
Heroin and alcohol.
Yeah, they're good ones. Joe, what about you, mate? How long have you been clean and sober?
5 years now, mate.
What drugs did you like best?
I like cocaine best and alcohol. Really liked alcohol.
Yeah, you like that alcohol, huh? It's nice. What about me? I'm 23 years, one day at a time, and I liked crack and heroin. I realised the other day that it's heroin that I really like because of Oblivion, when I was thinking about Joseph Campbell saying that in the waking state, you're interacting with reality. In the dream state, you're digesting with reality. In the blissful sleep state, you're in Oblivion. And I think some people really like a heightened state, you know, like really want to be experiencing. I think if you're really into, say for example, sex maybe, or I don't know, partying or something like that, I get the idea that heightened states are very good. But I've been trying to spot in the 23 years since I've been clean and sober what it is that I'm looking for and what it is that I want. And even though this podcast is of course not affiliated with any 12-step program in particular, the famous Alcoholics Anonymous third step is about the idea of surrendering, handing over your life and your will to the care of God as you understood God. This is how it's written in mostly. Made a decision to turn our lives over to the care of God as we understood him. Now, I've had people say to me before, what does that mean, turn your life and your will over to the care of God? You might as well put it in the microwave. What does that mean, turn your life and your will over to the care of God as you understand? What does it mean to you?